Ijaz Bhatt is one of the Pakistan's best and brightest. After completing studies in Canada, the economist returned home with a drive to contribute to his home country and its development. Bloomberg reported, yet prestigious jobs working under two finance ministers weren't enough to pay the bills over the past few years as Pakistan's inflation outranked any other nation in Asia but couldn't afford basic necessities including rent, so he left his highly coveted government job and moved back to North America to buy time and complete another advanced degree. Passion to do something for the country was subdued by this economic responsibility and by salaries constantly being beaten by growing inflation. But said from Massachusetts, that was for me the tipping point. His story tracks across Pakistan where a severe brain drain is brain drain is hollowing out one of the world's most populous nations during its most tumultuous period in decades. Economic precariousness is pushing out accomplished citizens across industries, starving banks, hospitals, and multinationals of talent and resources. Prices for items like cars and air conditioners are now out of reach for most Pakistanis, and with the cost of milk in Karachi passing what it would be in Paris. In 2023, Pakistan recorded the highest outflow in several years, according to recent data from the United Nations, with the exodus most pronounced among the wealthy and educated. 1 million skilled workers, doctors, engineers, accountants and managers among others left Pakistan over the past 3 years alone, according to a government tally that makes Pakistan one of the top 10 countries for immigration. The figures are bad news for Pakistan, which needs its most talented to pull the nation back from the abyss. Over the past couple of years, mismanagement and political turbulence have battered the economy. Consumer prices doubled over the last few years, and lack of dollar reserve to settle debt payments prompted the International Monetary Fund to step in recently with a $7 billion bailout.
Very good.
Thought migration from Pakistan for better jobs isn't a new phenomena. Business leaders say confidence in the country and its politicals has never been lower. Waqar Islam, the chief executive technology company GBS in Karachi said Karachi, said there's more desperation.
There is more desperation.
There's more desperation today than at any point in the last 40 years. A recent survey found that near 40% of Pakistanis want to move out, and demand for visas
US visas
as its highest ever. There's a difference between people wanting to leave for better opportunity and people desperate to leave because there's nothing left, Islam said. Companies are finding it hard to retain talent in key sectors like tech and finance, TPL Corp, which operate in real estate, insurance, and venture capital, offers travel perks for regional roles and pays a portion of salary for top talent in US dollars, according to its chief executive officer Ali Jamil. And last year, two major banks saw a record number of employees move to another office outside Pakistan, according to people familiar with the matter who didn't want to be identified because the information isn't public. To adjust to Pakistan inflation, GPS has overspent its annual operating budget to stay competitive, retain employees, and cover some rising cost. Islam said companies can't keep doing that much longer. Can organization in an economic downturn give this kind of an instrument? The answer is no, he said. Pakistan's financial sector has been hit especially hard. Every top brokerage house has seen employees resign and leave the country for good. Companies looking to hire replacements are not finding the right talent for months. Pakistan's stock market has been the world's top performer over the past year, largely because the country secured IMF loans to avoid a default. Few bankers and traders want to stay. Muhammad Hunan, a certified financial analyst, moved to Saudi Arabia despite drawing a salary that roughly puts him into the top 5% of earners in Pakistan. He worries about the nation's youth who make an average each month 15,000 to 2 lakh Pakistani rupees, $180 to $720. That salary make it virtually impossible to live, but also to survive. Over the past 5 years, consumer prices in Pakistan have risen 3 to 4 times faster than regional powers India and Bangladesh. It's very alarming and difficult to make ends meet, Hunan said. As immigration numbers surge, Pakistan tops the list of family visa applicants to the UK. For instance, some argue that more remittances might help the economy by increasing dollar inflow. Pakistan is the cash strapped country and doesn't generate enough foreign exchange to pay for imports for and workers sent some $30 billion back to Pakistan each year. Yet the authorities recognize that the delicacy of the situation, and no great nation is built on a model of exporting its top talent. As Pakistan's economic downturn worsened, and the government didn't initially increase taxes on high earners, largely to prevent them from leaving the country.
That's
changing to meet the terms of the IMF program, which was improved in September. Officials recently increased the total tax revenue target by 40%. Exporters who were protected for decades by decades by the government because they earned dollars were also bought into the existing tax regime, bumping their tax rate from 1% to 29%. In private cabinet meeting, Pakistani officials weighed the risk of rising taxes on the wealthy. One camp worried about alienating top earners. The other argued that securing the IMF deal, even if that meant temporary pain, was crucial for stabilizing Pakistan's economy. Ali Pervez Malik, the state minister for finance and revenue,
very good,
said talent living it is something that we must be cognizant of, but with inflation lately easing, he said no, it's the time to bring hope back to the people. It's unclear whether the strategy will pay off. The IMF says Pakistan needs to increase revenue, but the math is brutal for ordinary citizens. Prices for 51 essential items in Pakistan's inflation basket have almost doubled on average since 2022, according to government data compiled by Bloomberg. But the Economist is in Massachusetts doesn't see much changing in the foreseeable future. Though he misses Pakistan and he always wanted to apply his skills there. The economy is too volatile to move back home anytime soon. I have to be more practical, more reasonable with my decision making, even though I still have those emotions for my country, he said.